Congresswoman Corrine Brown was indicted on Friday for fraud after it was uncovered that she raised $800,000 for a scholarship charity that she ended up using as a slush fund. Prosecutors say she basically looted it. But has the media been fair in covering the story? Have they covered it really at all? By the way, she was a Hillary Superdelegate. Host of Fox News' Media Buzz, Howie Kurtz, joins us now to discuss. Howie, it's great to see you this morning.
Same here, Tucker.
She's kind of a famous person, and she was, as I said, a Hillary Superdelegate, member of Congress, accused of looting a charity. You'd think it'd be page one news, was it?
Not even close. I've actually done some research for you on this, Tucker. Here's yesterday's Washington Post, a hometown paper for Congress. You probably can't even see this. It's an item on an inside page in the digest column, the indictment against this Florida Congresswoman. And then in my edition of the New York Times, there is no story about Corrine Brown and her indictment in this allegedly fraudulent scheme, but the paper had room for a whole piece about a state lawmaker, former Speaker of the Alabama House, getting sentenced to prison. He had already been convicted a month ago, but a whole staff-written piece. This guy, Michael Hubbard, happens to be a Republican.
That's unbelievable. I know you worked at the Post for decades. It's my hometown paper. I'm dropping my subscription. I just think it's a ridiculous paper now. But so what about Chaka Fattah? He's a congressman from Philadelphia, kind of a good guy, actually, but a liberal Democrat. His son's in jail. He's pled guilty now to corruption. Another kind of big story that I haven't seen anywhere.
Yeah, that's gotten a little more coverage. He's a little bit better known than Corrine Brown. But I have to say there's one, mitigating factor here, which is, the insane, intense craziness of the presidential campaign has probably shrunk a lot of the news stories that would have otherwise received bigger play. And this week in particular, with the two fatal police shootings and then the horror of the ambush in Dallas, that especially on television has soaked up all kinds of time. Then you had Hillary and the FBI. But all of that is not really an excuse when members of Congress, there's a lot of corruption on Capitol Hill, but this doesn't happen every day, get indicted, get charged. That's a really significant story. And other than in their hometown districts, neither of these cases, happening to involve Democrats, have really gotten much media coverage.
It really is, especially looting a charity. That's a pretty low accusation. So, yeah, Media
how
Buzz,
low can you go?
The show you host that I never miss, what's coming on this week?
Well, obviously, we're going to spend a lot of time drilling down on the coverage of Dallas and the tone of the coverage and whether the media are being more polarizing in this case or perhaps trying to be a little more constructive after some of the past racial incidents. And also, and this is starting to get overshadowed, Hillary Clinton got scolded by the FBI director even though she doesn't have to face criminal charges. We'll look at how different outlets either said this was great news for her or, focused on the fact that the FBI director said she was extremely careless in her use of classified information.
So really quickly, just give us a tease. What was the breakdown roughly on that? The outlets that called this a win for her, outlets that called this a problem for her.
Well, some split it down the middle. MSNBC was amazing because the day that this happened, when Jim Comey walked down and had this news conference, the lead story hour after hour was not that. It was the fact that President Obama had gone out and campaigned for her and then got around to the FBI mess. So there did seem to be some ideological content, shall we say, in the way in which this story was covered. A remarkable story involving the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee.
Yeah, kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
The great Howard Kurtz joining us live this morning from D.C. Great to see you. Thank you.
Hi, this is Sharon reporting from Bad News Media. Thanks for subscribing to our channel and giving us a thumbs up. We really appreciate your support. Please feel free to leave us a comment and share this video with your friends. Thank you.